Hi everyone, this is Wiz, and I am now running macOS 10 version 10.6 Snow Leopard on my laptop right here. And that's actually part of what I want to be talking about that's making me be able to use this video is that there's a new feature that really hasn't received much press, but you can actually do a screen recording like this for free using QuickTime Player, and that's what I'm using. I've done screen recordings plenty of times before for other demos, but that was all using paid software. But now you can just go into QuickTime Player and you say File, New Screen Recording. And it's grayed out right now because we are actually in the middle of a new screen recording. But that's pretty easy, and it seems to be performing pretty well even on my, this laptop's over 3 years old, and the fan keeps going up, so I think it's working kind of hard, but I've had pretty good frame rates for capturing the entire screen. When I upgraded to Snow Leopard, I'm a creature of habit, so I did what I might have recommended people do, years ago, which is whether you call it a clean install or erase and install, where instead of just doing a regular upgrade to your operating system, you completely erase the hard disk and then install the new operating system just like you're getting a brand new computer, and then you bring in your documents and settings and stuff later. It's actually not necessary to do it really anymore. I've actually, on my other computer, I just did a regular upgrade from Leopard to Snow Leopard, and it was completely fine. Nothing got messed up, so I'd recommend that actually for most people. But the funny thing is, now that it's actually not necessary, it's actually a lot easier since you tend to have most of your stuff stored in the cloud. So that's what I'm going to be talking about right now, is just how, if you get a new computer or maybe your computer crashes and you reinstall the operating system or whatever, it's really not that hard to get back up and running with your main things like email and contacts and calendars that's all stored online. And so I'm just going to be talking about contacts and calendars with Gmail, because that's what I primarily use. I just have a test account set up right now, so that's not my real Gmail account, but if you need to get in touch with me, my contact information is on my website at wiz.com. But anyway, so as you can see, if I go into my contacts here, I just have a couple of contacts set up, just Bia and Nelson, for this demo here. And so let's say we're opening up Address Book for the first time. And as you can see, Apple puts in a couple of things. They put in your account name, and they also put in the Apple Store's contact info there, so you can call them and order a brand new laptop if you want. So anyway, to get us synchronized with Gmail, though, it's really easy. You just go into Address Book and then Preferences, and then under the Accounts tab here, you'll see you have the option to synchronize with MobileMe, which is Apple's cloud service, previously known as .Mac, and then before that it was known as iTools. You can synchronize with Yahoo, and you can synchronize with Google. So we're going to synchronize with Google here, and it gives you a little warning when you first check on it about, make sure you do a backup and be careful when syncing things, because if things go wrong, it can be kind of annoying. So we'll just say agree there, because I'm always super careful, and I'm going to say Zoogle and enter in my password. And it connects, and it looks like we got authenticated just fine, and we can close this. And then the changes haven't synced yet. I think by default it syncs every hour in Snow Leopard, but we're not going to wait an hour. We're just going to force a sync here and say sync now. And as you can see, Bia and Nelson from my Gmail account have shown up. And on the flip side, if I refresh my contacts list here, you see we have Apple and the account name, so it's a two-way sync. And so, if I would add a contact here. Let's just do John Doe, right? And then if again, we're not going to wait an hour. We're just going to force a sync. And then when we refresh on the browser side, you'll see that John Doe should be added. Yeah, and John Doe's right there. And the same thing with anything else you sync with. I have an Android phone, and so if I would, and it's synchronized to my Gmail account, so I could, I am out and I take someone's number down, and it would just be synchronized right to Gmail and back to my computer when the next time I log in. So that's contact syncing, pretty straightforward and easy to do. Next, let's move on to calendar. So I was just on actually a work trip and then a little bit of vacation, so gone for the whole last week, and when I'm away from California, I miss In-N-Out Burger, and so let's say I scheduled myself for a dinner from 7 to 8, which I actually had it for lunch today. And so let's see, we have it in Gmail right now, right, on the browser, but we just got our new computer, or we did an erase and install because we're crazy, and you open up iCal, and of course it's blank and there's nothing there because you haven't used it yet. But you just go into iCal and Preferences, and then Accounts, and then the little plus to add an account, and they have a preset all set up for Google, so that way you don't need to know all the different server settings, but it just syncs using CalDAV. And we're going to say wazoogle@gmail.com, enter in the password, and create. And that was easy. And as you can see, it's already pulled in the calendar right there. And we know that we have In-N-Out at 7 o'clock. And of course it synchronizes the changes, so maybe I decide I want to do this every night. Don't actually do this because that would be really unhealthy. Do that, right? Go here, and as you saw in the account settings, I think right now it's every 15 minutes. We could say every minute if we wanted, but we're not even going to wait that long. We're just going to do Apple R and force a refresh. And as you can see, it shows up as a repeating event. And that's, I made a change here, and it showed up here. And then maybe I want to just hit delete, and I'm going to say delete all because we don't really want to do that. And then we'll just force the refresh again. And then in the web interface, we hit refresh, and whoop, it's all gone because it's synced. And that's it. You're already all set with calendars and contacts. With email, if I just use the web interface now, but Apple's client's pretty good, and so you could always go into Mail and set up the IMAP account. Actually, I wasn't planning on doing it in this video, but let's just see how easy that is to do. I have not done this in a while. Before, you used to have to do it kind of manually with, the IMAP settings, but I think they might have a preset now. Yeah, see, they know to check Gmail and all that. And then in our inbox, do we have it? Yeah, so it already has, it already has it all synced up, and here are my messages. These are just the default Gmail messages that I haven't read yet, and I assume that it's set it up using IMAP. Let's just check in here real quick. Yeah, it's Gmail IMAP. Nice. So, in any case, that's it. You're up and running.